what it's about. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I've gone way over. I yield back.
You mentioned earlier DNA testing. As I understand it, in 2020, Department of Homeland Security mandated an expansion of DNA collections to essentially everyone coming across the border. Is that correct?
That's my understanding.
And what's the purpose of taking DNA samples of all migrants?
Well, I think there are multiple purposes. I mean, I think one of them, which goes to I think the question that Congressman Klein was asking about, is sometimes you have people who we find a lot of times somebody then tries to re-enter the country. They're deported, as they should have been, but then they try to re-enter, and because we have and they may come across in some other way, and they turn up somewhere else because we have the DNA sample.
Assumedly, by doing DNA testing on all people entering the country at the border, is to be able to find criminals among the lot. And comparing the DNA test sample of that person against the national criminal records, has that been effective? Have we caught criminals that way?
Absolutely. It's two-pronged. And the people who courts try to illegally re-enter the country are also committing a crime. But I think the point you're getting at is a very important one, which is that this authority and the funding that this subcommittee has given us over the years on this has enabled us to identify, rapists, murderers, and any number of other dangerous criminals and crimes around the country. And so the DNA collection and the testing and the timely testing is critical to solving sometimes very heinous crimes here in the United States.
Well, in the 24 budget, we included $53 million that you had requested to address the increase in numbers of DNA samples. And the border has become more open since that time, with much more people coming across than before. And yet you made no request for money in fiscal 25. What's going on?
Well, partly what we've done is to try to prioritize that collection effort with the funds that the subcommittee has already given us. The key to our 2025 request is to try to restore the roughly 1,000 position cut that the net effect of the 24 budget would have. That's what, in our judgment, because we've had to make hard choices, very consistent with the spirit of your opening remarks, Mr. Chairman, and so that we didn't want to take away money from the DNA collection, and so but in our budget request, we're trying to restore the positions that go to everything from ransomware to violent crime to fentanyl interdiction to counter-espionage against the Chinese. I could go on and on, but...
Well, now there's a 15-month backlog on DNA testing. So by the time these people are tested and counted, they're going to be long gone. Because you got that backlog.
You will get no argument from me, sir, that the backlog is a negative development, and that if this subcommittee were to give us more resources for more DNA testing, we could bring down that backlog even further. You mentioned hard choices. We got good funding from the subcommittee before for this particular effort, and we haven't taken money away from it, but we've had to prioritize the significant hit that we took in terms of the impact on our personnel in the 24 budget, and that's what you see. But if you would see fit to give us more money for it, I can assure you it will help, and the effort that the DNA collection is designed to accomplish is something that I think you and I both agree is extremely important.
Well, you make the request. We'll take it up. Ms. Bing.
Thank you, Mr.